I'm Tyrone, and you now tuning into the Hill Stevens podcast. Because if you ain't tuning in, I'm fucking your girl, long dick style, and that's non-negotiable.
Well, this felt like forever, but it's finally here. It's back. The Throwback has officially returned after God knows how long. Mike, how have you been?
I've been in solitary confinement for about 7 months.
You too? You too, man?
Yeah.
7 months has been?
7 months has been.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Really no major social media.
That's crazy, bro. How does it feel to be back on Twitter, bro?
Oh, it feels amazing, and all thanks to you.
Yeah, I had to speak to Twitter. I sat them down. I spoke to them. I gave them a noogie, Uncle Ted style, if you will.
Yeah.
And I told them, hey, listen, man, you need Big Mike on Twitter. You want to make Twitter great again? You need Big Mike, I tell you.
Yeah.
Big Mike is doing a wonderful job, I tell you. He's doing a wonderful job. Okay, he's the man for the job on Twitter, I tell you. Okay, he's going to make Twitter amazing again. He's going to make Twitter rich again. He's going to make Twitter #1 again. But more importantly, he's going to make Twitter great again. And this is the part where he starts doing the YMCA dance, if you will. If you will, like doing the dance and shit.
No, I don't feel like doing the dance.
If you will. But anyway. You can follow Big Mike on Twitter. Let them know, bruh.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at my new Twitter at the Detroit Gamer 313.
Detroit Gamer 313. Am I saying it right?
Yes, Detroit Gamer 313.
Okay. Because I was like, it was crazy. But anyway, he's back on Twitter. Give him a follow on all that fun stuff. And again, the Throwback is officially back. It's been like forever as we did a Throwback. And it's crazy because we did plan on doing one, but timing never was. What's the word I'm looking for? Timing was never really key.
Schedules wasn't aligning.
Exactly. And being that I'm with this whole quarantine, I don't have the milk right now. Quarantine.
Right.
If you will.
Right.
We decided to, you know what? There's time now. There's time. So we brought back the Throwback, and you guys know how this goes. We go back in time and rewatch a lot of these old pay-per-views from back in the day. Some of them will be good. Some of them will be bad. And when we mean bad, holy shit, some of them are bad. And some are just, in the words of Rick Ross, if you will. And this week, since we're back and, we're doing this again, we decided to go back in time to the year 2000 with the good people over at WCW. And I think you can put the pieces together, right? I think all these dorks, right, can put the pieces together. WCW 2000 when it's fucking bad.
Terrible.
Oh, we're talking about WCW New Blood Rising 2000.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, the only New Blood Rising pay-per-view in the history of WCW. This show took place on August 13th, 2000 from the Pacific Coliseum in Vancouver, British Columbia. Had an attendance of 6,614. Now you think about this pay-per-view, right? A year prior to this, in 1999, WCW had Road Wild 1999. And even though they didn't have a live gate for that pay-per-view, there were no paid fans. Their pay-per-view buy rate for that pay-per-view in 1999, Road Wild 1999, was 200,000. Now you look at a year after, New Blood Rising had a live gate of $123,658. Had a paid 5,307 people paid, and the buy rate was 70,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about it, bro. Talk about just a leap down, if you will. A nosedive, if you will, Big Mike. A fucking nosedive.
Yeah, they lost a lot of money.
And what did you get? I think this showed Vince Russo, Mr. Russo, bro. Mr. Russo, I gotta tell you, bro. At this time in WCW, bro, I gotta tell you, bro. I was doing the best I can do, bro. Okay? I was booking the show, bro. Bill Goldberg, I gotta tell you, bro. He did not want to do the job. And you know what he did to me? He told me what the fuck I was gonna do, bro. But you know what I did, bro? I sent it to the unemployment line, bro. I gotta tell you, bro. This show showed that Vince Russo was completely out of control. Creatively.
Yeah.
I thought, looking back on the show, this was a giant fucking clusterfuck. Dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Mike, what are your thoughts, bro?
Dude.
Dude.
Yeah, this show was not it, and I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep on this show maybe 2 times. And when I did, not a lot went past. It felt like I slept for like 3 hours, and I only slept for like 10 minutes apiece.
You're like, damn, yo.
Yeah, I looked at the time. I was like, dang, I didn't. All right.
End the horror already. End the horror.
Yeah.
End the misery, goddammit. End the fucking misery.
Yeah.
I can't take this shit no more. Why did we pick this?
Bad.
And to think, we almost picked Creed.
Really? That's worse?
I'm just saying. Think about it. WCW at this time period was in the shits. Think about it. At this time period, WCW is in the shits. If 2000 was bad, imagine how bad 2001 became, which was their final year in existence. Which is funny because speaking of WCW, bro, did you see there's a Twitter account out there that was talking about bringing back the company?
Yeah, I think my old Twitter account, which I sorely miss, I saw they must have changed their account from WCW 2021 to ECW, to WCW reunion because I saw a reunion WCW Twitter account, but I guess they changed it, and they're talking about bringing it back. And I read the statement, and I'm like, who has the money to buy 50% of WCW?
It's funny because that same account became later on in the day turned into ECW. So it's like, okay, it's a troll job. Very well done.
It was very well done. That was a nice little
Photoshop skills and everything. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, that statement. That was a nice statement. Whoever doing that is big time troller.
Big time.
Elite level.
Elite level. All elite, if you will.
Yeah, elite level.
Exactly. So, New Blood Rising. The tagline of the show is "Our time is now." Now, yeah, the New Blood Rising, baby. Okay. If you look at this card, there's 11 matches on this card.
Yeah.
Which felt like forever.
Yeah.
Felt like fucking forever. So, we kicked the show off with a ladder match for a gold record. It was 3 count of Evan Courageous and Shannon Moore and Shane Helms, who were accompanied by MMA legend Tank Abbott. That's right. Tank Abbott himself wore a 3 count shirt with his nipples showing. And he was dancing around. And you could tell, you know what he was wearing, bro, on his feet? The what are those?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nowadays, you see those shoes, like those type of shoes you get at fucking Kmart or, Walmart with the Velcro strap, if you will, with the New Balance logo on them.
Yeah.
I called those the what are those or the fucking the pedophile 54s. I don't know, if you will, right?
Yeah. Huh?
And he's dancing around the ring, and they faced the team of the Jung Dragons of Kaz Hayashi, Jamie San, and Jimmy Yang or Yun Yang or Jimmy Yang. Who gives a fuck?
I thought it was Young Dragons because
The
in
Jung
like
Ig. Okay. The
yeah
Young.
the Young Dragons, but it's weird with pronunciation and Japanese and stuff like that.
I agree, dude. And I thought overall, listen, for a opening match, the concept was terrible. Okay, the gimmick was terrible.
Yeah, when I
It's 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 a ladder match with it's a golden record and a contract. And if you're the young dragons, you have to stop. You have to climb the ladder and retrieve the contract, so they don't have so that 3 count don't gotta say no more.
right.
And I thought 3 count entrance theme was kind of catchy,
Yeah.
and in all the wrong reasons though. Okay,
Yeah. Huh?
but Tank Abbott dancing that just made it gold. Okay, him just dancing that shit made it gold as fuck. It's like imagine your dad or your uncle going to like your cousin's or your sister's concert, right?
Yeah.
And trying to be hip and shit. That's what it felt like to me. But the match for what it was worth. Yes, it had a shitty gimmick concept. But as far as the work rate goes, I thought it was pretty solid.
Yeah.
I feel like honestly it was pretty solid. Like anything you want to just add to this match, bro?
Yeah, because I was getting ready to say, because when I was looking at these guys, I was like, wow, they had pretty bad gimmicks in their early career. Because I grew up on basically all of these guys. You know, Shane Helms is the, Hurricane. And he had that tattoo forever on his shoulder. And Shannon Moore, and I don't know the other guy in 3 count.
Evan Courageous.
Yeah, I never heard of him, but I can see Jimmy Wang Yang and Jamie Noble. I can see Jamie Noble's facial features through his mask.
Word, exactly. One of them was actually Jamie Noble. Yeah, Jamie's son was Jamie Noble. It's just crazy.
I was like, is that Jamie Noble? Because I was like, I could see his goatee and all that stuff. I was like, what the heck?
I'm also on commentary throughout this show. For the show, you had Tony Schiavone, who literally lost his shit last night on Dynamite.
Yeah.
When it Sting! Scott Hudson and Mark Madden.
All right, thanks for telling me who's the other jabronis, because they were awful.
Yeah, the commentary was not really up to par. But this match completely ends when 3 count climbed the ladder and retrieved the contract. It's funny because there's a moment in the match where Tank Abbott is in the ring and he pulls both. Because again, there's 2 ladders and members of his team were on a ladder and the other team were on the ladder too, and he pulls both ladders and shit.
Right.
It's like, bro, you're costing your team the match here. What the fuck?
Right.
But eventually, though, 3 count get the win, and they get to continue singing,
which was awful.
Which was awful, yes. But again, as far as concept goes, I give it a pass. As far as the match wise, though, granted, the stipulation was terrible.
Yeah, grab the record and the contract.
But again, I could tell these guys gave it their all and all that shit. They try to make it work. Dave Meltzer gave this a 3-star rating, which is fair, I guess, right?
That's too fair.
Too fair, if you will. Early on, a young Dave Meltzer. I don't know how young he was here, 99 or 2000. He was
probably in his late 30s.
Probably so. Probably still a virgin. I don't fucking know. Anyway. From there, we go to Ernest Miller versus the Great Muta. So before this match, you see backstage, you see Disco Inferno try to make a deal with Ernest Miller. Try to make a deal.
Yeah.
For the tag team title match later on in the night. He wants, I guess, to be the referee. And Ernest tells him to leave the locker room. Just get the hell out, basically.
Yeah. Huh?
And again, we get the Great Muta versus Ernest Miller. And again, think of the Great Muta. It's a legend.
Right.
One of the all-time greats, former IWGP World Champion, right? All this stuff, right? He's wrestling royalty.
Yeah.
And here, he's just treated like a regular schnub.
Which is weird.
Which is the weirdest shit in the world. And he's wrestling Ernest Miller.
Yeah, somebody call my mama.
Exactly. Somebody call his mama. Yeah, bro. Somebody call his mama. I thought this match just felt there. It just didn't really mesh for me. The match went about 6 minutes. Ernest Miller got the win, which shocked the fuck out of me. Even back then, like, really?
Yeah.
This is the great fucking Muda. And again, I'm pretty sure Muda at this time had no issue putting over the young talent.
Right. How old was Muda at this time? Like,
Well, I don't even know, dude. Let's find out, shall we?
yeah.
Let's find out, shall we? How old was Kaiji Muto in 2000 here, right? Let's see how old he is right now. He's 57.
So 20 years ago.
He's 37 years old. It's fine.
Yeah.
Mike, your thoughts on the match, though? Your thoughts on Ernest Miller versus the Great Muda?
I have zero thoughts because this is one of the matches I fell asleep on.
I appreciate the honesty, Mike. I appreciate the honesty here.
Yeah. I woke up literally in the beginning of the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Damn.
Yep.
There you go with that. But anyway, the Wrestling Observer gave this a 1 star. A 1 fucking star. That's all you need to know about that.
I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. I'm pretty sure if it was the Tokyo Dome, though, it'd been 5 star, but, you know.
I doubt it. It probably would have been 2 stars.
From there, we go to a match that this pay-per-view is known by after all these years. We have Buff Bagwell versus Canyon in a Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. Now, originally, if I remember correctly, and again, I could be wrong on this, they were saying it's going to be a Judy Bagwell on a pole match. But they realized that, yo, this woman is so huge.
You can't put her on a pole.
You can't put her on a pole. So you got to put her on a forklift. They literally dragged this woman, who's, I think, in real life, Buff Bagwell's mother.
Yeah.
I think she was in real life. That's the mother in real life. They dragged her out there, put her on a forklift, lifted this shit up, and she's watching this entire match.
Craziness.
I mean, listen, Buff Bagwell and Chris Kanyon, man, 2 good workers. Let's not deny that. 2 good workers, right? Who's better than Kanyon? Buff is the stuff. The ladies can't get enough. I thought the back and forth was pretty good for what it was worth, right? You had David Arquette show up, try to help out Chris Kanyon. He tried to hit Bagwell with a construction hat to no avail. And eventually, was all said and done, Buff Bagwell did get the win and was able to save his mom. Save his mom.
Yeah.
And at the end of this whole thing, Arquette gets attacked by Kanyon with a cutter. That should just say it all there too, bro.
Yeah.
But I think, again, the fact that, again, people will remember this show based off that match alone.
Yeah, just that match is forever in the worst matches in wrestling history.
Yes.
Concepts.
Absolutely. Yes. Viagra on a pole. Yeah. Lockbox on a pole match for the WCW World Title.
Yeah.
Remember that? I'm pretty sure Bruce is watching these matches and coming up with concept, but I doubt it. I remember from the same people that gave you a guitar and a pole match.
Right.
Even though it's a different owner, but still.
Or a Singapore cane on a pole.
Yes. All that. Brass knucks on a pole match.
Yeah.
Anyway. This match got a rating of a 1.25 star by Uncle Dave, bro. He gave it a 1.25 star. I mean, again, though, I think the fact that people remember this match after all these years, it should be higher up. That's just me.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. From there, we get the 4-corner tag team, the tag team match for the World Tag Team titles. You had Chronic, Brian Adams and Brian Clark. For those of you who don't know, Brian Clark used to be Adam Bomb in WWE. Brian Adams was Crush in WWE. many years ago prior to this. And they went up against the team of the Perfect Event of Sean Stasiak and Chuck Palumbo, Sean O'Hare and Mark Jindrak, and the Misfits of Gen Reaction and Corporal Cajun. Gen Reaction was known as Hugh Morris, Bill DeMont, if you will. So for this match, you had Conan on commentary, and you had the entire Filthy Animals, the rest of them, as special referees. So you had Disco Inferno at the official referee. You had Juventud Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, and Tigress as outside officials throughout this match. This match was a giant fucking clusterfuck.
It was.
And words that I cannot describe.
It was. I wish I had fell asleep during this match.
A giant clusterfuck. Disco slow counts were annoying as shit. The Bronco Buster that the girl gave Hugh Morris was funny.
Right. And then Ray tried to do it and he got hit in the nuts.
Yes. Just all over the place. A complete mess.
Oh, and this is also Unmasked Ray as well.
Yes. Unmasked Rey Mysterio. Unmasked, by the way. Throughout the whole match, you gotta like that. Cause they don't gotta like that. You gotta like that. Cause they don't gotta like that.
Right.
You gotta like that. I gotta like that. You don't gotta like that. But you gotta like that. I thought it was funny. Mark Madden didn't help not one bit in this with the commentary, but still. What else happened here? And again, the idea was, hey, the Filthy Animals did not want to face Chronic on Monday for the tag titles.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this match, Vampiro and the Great Muta show up. That's more people in the ring. And then out of nowhere, the referee's out, and out comes Chavo Guerrero. And he puts on the referee shirt that Disco had and does the count for the 1, 2, 3. So Chronic are still the tag team champions out of this.
Right.
For now. At that moment. But bro, there's so many people in that match, bro.
Yeah, too many. Too many people.
Exactly. Moving on. But wait, one more thing though. The Wrestling Observer gave this a dud. A fucking dud. Which I am not surprised with, by the way.
I would have too.
A dud. From there we go on to the strap match. We have Billy Kidman versus Shane Douglas with Torrie Wilson. So the whole thing behind this match was, hey, Billy Kidman was with Torrie Wilson at the Great American Bash. I think it was Torrie turns on Kidman and then aligns herself with Shane Douglas. Billy Kidman then put out the sex tape of them two.
Was that an actual one though?
I mean, they were dating in real life. They were married in real life too, believe it or not. They were married.
Really?
Yes, they were married.
How did he lose her?
I don't know, bro. I guess they've been on the road. They were on the road together and all that shit. It happens.
Man, that's you get the hottest chick ever, and then
yeah, man,
nothing.
So, I know, right? What a
letdown. He turned out to be a fat piece of trash anyway.
Man, come on, hey, come on, man.
Hey, everybody know Billy Kidman is a fat man now.
He can run if you want to. Where was I? So this match is a strap match. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying this was one of the best strap matches I've seen in my life, because it really was not. I just thought for what it was worth, it was just there. This apparently got a half a star by Dave Meltzer.
Ooh.
A half a star.
Ooh.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the half is for Torrie Wilson.
Yes. So there's moments where Torrie got involved. She threw her shoe and it hit Shane Douglas. all of this, eventually, Billy Kidman does get the win. Kidman does get the win. He then proceeds to spank Tori Wilson with the strap. He proceeds to spank her with the chair, if you will.
Yeah.
And what's it called? He spanks her with the strap, and then out comes Shane Douglas and attacks Kidman. And it looks like he's gonna hang him with the strap. And then out comes Vito for the save.
Yeah.
Out comes Vito for the save. And there's that.
Yeah.
There's that, bro.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the match, Mike? Your thoughts on the match?
Tori Wilson was hot.
Besides that, we all know that already.
She's hotter.
She's hotter.
Yeah.
She was bangable back then.
She is still.
Oh, well, okay. Fair enough.
Hey, man.
Hey.
Teach their own, man.
Teach their own, man. I know. From there, we go on to, I thought was, for a lot of people back in the day. And again, put it this way, right? In today's society, bro, a stipulation like, again, the fact that, he put out the sex tape would not be accepted.
Oh, yeah, no.
In today's society, bro, it's looked at as slow. It's illegal to do that. How dare you put out the dirty laundry? Especially this match coming up, we have here the mud rip off the clothes match between Major Guns and Miss Hancock. Major Guns, for those of you who don't know, is Tylene Buck. She is an American pornographic actress, model, and cam girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so she's done porn back in her day.
Probably still.
I don't know, bro. I mean, you have to look her up, if anything. And listen.
Let's see. Let's do a little Google search.
Mike is going to do a Google search right now and see if she can find anything on Miss Taylor. Where you go? On Miss Tylene Buck. Tylene Buck. And oh my God, the comments gonna be like, "How dare you guys, you peeping palm, looking up a pornographic thing on a wrestling review?" Hey man, listen, this was back in the day. This was looked at as okay, if you will, right? And what they did here again is your typical women's wrestling match from back in the day: hair pulling, ripping off the clothes. Mark Madden was having almost a fucking erection on the air.
Yeah, lots and lots of
material.
Yeah.
Okay. Lots of material.
She did a lot of girl on girl. Some boy girl.
I believe she did, man. I believe that she did. But again, just the idea of the style of wrestling from back in the day from these women. Again, back then that was accepted. Nowadays, the internet would complain about it. Nowadays, people would frown on this.
You know what? No, they won't. Because you know why?
Because we see way too much of these women's wrestling, and now it's something different. It's something unique.
No, because a lot of a certain someone's past is starting to come out on the internet. I'll tell you off air.
Someone's certain past, huh?
Yeah. That wrestles now in WWE.
Do I know who she is?
Yes, you do.
I see her on Mondays, on Wednesdays, on Friday nights?
I said NXT.
Oh.
She was a big part of Halloween Havoc.
Oh, I know that she used to collect poop. She just sell her poop.
Really?
We'll get into that later. Yeah. So during this match, right? They're in their bikinis, whatever, right? And they go to the mud pit. They start wrestling around and shit. And Miss Major Guns beats Miss Hancock, aka Stacy Keibler. Okay, Stacy back then was just fucking beautiful. She still is, but still back in the day, oh my God, right? And after the match, Miss Hancock starts having problems with her ribs. with her midsection, if you will.
Yeah.
David Flair, who at the time was her real life boyfriend, comes out, suit and all, dives into the mud pit to check up on her and shit. They bring the ambulance out. It's funny because on commentary they try to say, "Oh, this is not part of the script. This is not part of the script, what have you, right?" Later we find out, later on, as months go on, you find out that she was in the early stages of pregnancy. Even though in reality it wasn't true. If you will. They did a whole pregnancy angle.
Oh, okay.
If you will.
With Keebler?
Keebler and David Flair.
Oh.
To find out that Keebler was not pregnant with David Flair's child. There was never really a legitimate thing. If you will.
Yeah.
So there was that. If you noticed as well in the show, bro, they tried to, again, it's Russo booking this shit. And Russo style of writing or booking, if you will, or creatively, if you will, right, is that to garner attraction to the internet wrestling community. So a lot of these terms were thrown out. Oh, a heel turn. She turned heel. Or Kevin Nash in the promo. One of them was going over, if you will, right? He's going over tonight and shit like that.
Yeah.
So there was that too. So speaking of which, we get Sting versus the Demon. By the way, this Miss Hancock, Stacy Keibler versus Major Guns, it got a negative 2-star rating by Dave Meltzer, by the way. -2 stars. Yeah, bro.
-2 stars.
Yes. From there we get Sting versus the Demon. That's right.
Yep.
A match that lasted 52 seconds.
Yep, and I missed all 52.
It's the return of Sting. Again, it's crazy to think that Sting is now with AEW, right? 61-year-old Sting, but to think almost 18 years ago or so, here he was, and he comes from the top of the ceiling, whatever, right? Through like he usually does back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And he makes his way to the ring, Scorpion Death Drop, and just beats the Demon for the 1, 2, 3. And that was it. And it's funny because Vampiro and Great Muta come out to attack Sting.
Yeah.
And out comes Chronic. And as all this is happening, Sting leaves to the back. And then so does the Demon. Like, he does nothing. He lost, he just walks back. And they announced an impromptu tag team match for later on in the night between Chronic versus the Dark Carnival of Vampiro and the Great Muta. From there, and again, that was a 52-second match. Dave Meltzer gave this a dud. I'm not surprised. Now, from there, we go to what I thought was the match of the night. A match of the show, for that matter.
Yeah.
Lance Storm versus Mike Awesome in a Canadian rules match for the WCW US Championship, aka the Canadian Heavyweight Championship.
Okay.
Did you watch this? Did you watch the match, Mike?
I did, and it was annoying.
No, bro, I loved it, dude.
You loved it? It was
for the simple fact, dude, that Lance Storm here was over as fucking Rover. You would literally think Lance Storm was defending the world title.
Right. He was just...
His entrance was badass, bro.
Yeah.
The 3 belts, dude. He with security and shit. That was badass, bro. That was badass.
Yeah. Did they create those belts just for him?
No, that's what he did. He put a sticker on them.
Oh, he just put a sticker on them?
Yes.
That's what I thought. They looked like stickers, and I was like, what were those before?
Well, it was the U.S. title. I guess also the TV title. And I think also the hardcore title or the cruiserweight title. But again, dude, the idea that, hey, Lance Storm here was over his shit, dude. He comes out. He says that, hey, apparently per rule B32, I think 32B, I think it was, and they bring out Jacques Rougeau. And again, they're in Canada, so everyone thinks it's Bret Hart.
Right.
And out comes Jacques Rougeau, the Mountie, if you will, right? The Mountie comes out, and he has the rule book with him and shit. So Mike Awesome beats him like 3 times, but each time they changed the rules. Rougeau was like, okay, in order to win, you must pin your opponent for a 5 count.
Right.
He does that. Okay, now also there's no submissions allowed. It's either pinfall and that's it. So then, you have to be a 5 count. After the 5 count, your opponent, if he does not get up after a 10 count, the match is over, and Lance Storm gets up. And again, if all this leads up to them going through a table, and Rougeau's like, okay, listen, whoever gets up before the count of 10 wins. They count to 10. They have both referees counting, and then Rougeau decks Mike Awesome.
Wow.
And that was it. Lance Storm gets his win. And again, though, you got to understand, they're in Canada.
Right.
So imagine if Lance Storm lost, bro. People would have been pissed off.
Yeah.
People would have just, oh my God, bro.
He would have. He was in WWE.
It's like, yo, if he loses, we riot almost. That was almost a feeling. Because they were chanting bullshit at one time. They were chanting bullshit. It's funny, too, because when they're doing the Canadian national anthem, there's a dude with a sign of the U.S. flag in flames.
Wow.
And that got put on that was put live on the air. So imagine again, bro, in today's society, bro, that shit wouldn't fly, bro.
No, Canadians are more nice now.
I know. But better beer, but you gotta get the gist, right?
You said they got better beer.
Fuck yeah, they do.
So you like the Molson Canadian?
Fuck yeah. I have an aunt that lives in Toronto, so there's that. So all this, Lance Storm gets his win. The crowd goes crazy. It's like if Lance Storm won the WCW World Title, almost.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You might well put him in the main event. That's
pretty much.
And out comes Bret Hart.
Yeah, that was cool. Didn't he just get freshly kicked in the head by Goldberg?
Yes. And they all embrace. It's like, yes, they embrace. They fucking embrace. And that was it. For whatever reason, Dave Meltzer gave this a dud. I'm going to give this a 4-star rating, bro. I love everything about this match.
Well, I give the concept a dud, but he was over, though. Probably the most over he's been in his life since probably ECW.
Yes, he was. Absolutely, dude. And a guy who I thought deserved way much more, I feel like is someone, again, who now is a good mentor, a good teacher. Granted, yes. I think now he works behind the scenes in WWE.
Yes.
But other than that, hey, man. Awesome. Awesome as hell. From there, we get the impromptu tag team title match. We have the Great Muta Vampiro versus Chronic. We have, like I mentioned, the Dark Carnival versus Chronic. A match that was impromptu, random as fuck. Okay?
Yeah.
It took the filthy, I think the Filthy Animals came out for this match, if I remember correctly. And then also fucking DOA guys. The fucking Hanson.
Oh, yep. Them,
the Hanson brothers? The Hanson brothers?
I think that's what they're called, the Hanson twins or something like that.
Let me find out. DOA. WWE. There you go. There you go. The Harris brothers. There you go. The Harris twins. Brothers. The Harris brothers. What do I call them?
You call them the Hanson brothers.
The Harris brothers. There you go. The fucking Harris brothers showed up, bro. And they laid out Chronic. And by that, the Great Muta and Vampiro were tag team champions.
Yeah.
This match was given by Dave Meltzer a dud as well.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. Thoughts of this match, Mike?
Besides, Vampiro and Muta winning, there's really nothing I can say.
Yes. Yeah. From there, we move on. Let's get into the co-main event of the evening. Holy shit. Kevin Nash versus Goldberg versus Scott Steiner. So early in the night, they were saying Goldberg was not going to be there. Apparently, Goldberg got into an injury at Sturgis in South Dakota in a motorcycle accident, and they was wondering if he would be there or not. So the match starts with Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner. They play Goldberg's music twice, but he doesn't show up. So they start the one-on-one match. And it's halfway in the match. Not even like, I can't say halfway. Not even 5 minutes into the match, like 2 minutes in. Goldberg shows up with a steel chair and he has like his ribs taped up. And he whacks Kevin Nash and Scott Steiner with the chair.
Yeah.
Lays them both out. And it looked like Kevin Nash was going to put Goldberg in the draft night. But Goldberg gets out of it and he walks out. So everyone stops what they're doing. Goldberg leaves. Russo shows up. And it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, get your ass back in there. And then Goldberg, what the fuck are you going to do about it? Told him to fuck off and he left. That's the pay-per-view, Mike. Basically, that's the show where Goldberg told Russo to fuck off. So we go back to just one-on-one. And I think after there, you could just tell Nash and Steiner were just lost. They just had to do the show on the fly.
So unprofessional.
I know. One of the freaks from Scott Steiner's cabin, if you were, or one of his valets shows up, right? And she low blows Kevin Nash multiple times. And you would think this was to give Scott Steiner the upper hand, the win, but no. Eventually, Kevin Nash beats Scott Steiner with Jeff Knight for the 1-2-3. So yes, Kevin Nash early in the night did say that, hey, he was going to go over. And he did. So Kevin Nash, by virtue of this win, would meet the winner of Booker T and Jeff Jarrett down, I think, at the next pay-per-view. I believe it was Fall Brawl.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was. Which we get to, well, Mike, what are your thoughts on the three-way? Your thoughts?
Only thing I saw was the Goldberg hitting Steiner and Nash when he came out.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and I didn't see the main event at all.
Oh no. That's fair enough. But again, for what it was worth, it was such a fucking all over the place. And Dave Meltzer gave this also a dud. I'm not surprised.
I want to know his full thoughts on the main event.
That's what I want to know too. From there, we get Booker T versus Jeff Jarrett for the WCW World Championship. So early in the night, Jeff Jarrett was saying that Booker T, again, once he gets to the building, Booker T has to see Jeff Jarrett and all that shit. They show a video of Booker T showing up in some white limo car or whatever, and Jeff Jarrett attacks him. So there's concern with Booker T's knee. Michael Buffer does the ring announcing for this match because the world title match, if you will, right?
Yeah.
So there was that. The match for what it was worth is this, okay? I thought these two guys, again, good workers. No one's going to deny that. But when it comes down to just them having a match, it just felt like a giant clusterfuck. Oversaturated with so many run-ins and overbooked with shit. You had 3 referees in this match. It's funny because the first referee gets laid out because Booker T does a spin-a-rooney and he puts his hand out and it touches the referee's face and he gets laid out.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jarrett grabs his guitar. I think as Booker T goes to jump in the air, Jarrett hits the knee with the guitar and locks in this figure 4 that felt like forever. And then the referee gets laid out again. He is laid out. Out comes another referee. And it's just a count out shit right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that referee gets laid out by Jeff Jarrett.
Wow.
With a steel chair. After he low blows Booker T. And then out comes Little Nate. Charles Robinson.
Charles, yeah. Wow.
Booker T hits Jeff Jarrett with the bookend on through the table on the outside, off the apron.
Mm-hmm.
And just again, there's back and forth. It makes you think that, oh my God, Jarrett might win this shit. But eventually, Booker T hits the bookend for the 1-2-3, and he's still the WCW champion. And that was it.
Wow.
Yes, Booker T retained his title. And a fun little fact. So remember how I said that it will be Booker T and Kevin Nash at the next pay-per-view?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that didn't happen. That didn't happen, actually. So I think 2 weeks after this, on an episode of Nitro, Kevin Nash beat Booker T for the WCW title.
Wow.
And then at that pay-per-view that was supposed to be, I think it was Fall Brawl 2000, Booker T beats Kevin Nash to regain the championship. Only to drop it to Vince Russo on an episode of Nitro inside the steel cage. When Goldberg spears Russo out of the cage. So there you go with that, bro.
Wow.
So yes, that was New Blood Rising 2000, bro. Dave Meltzer, by the way, gave this, in case you were wondering, a 3-star rating.
What happened?
Dave Meltzer gave this match a 3-star rating.
What was he smoking?
Again, listen, for what it was worth, hey, it's the world title match. You know what I mean? I would have given this probably 2, but I mean, again, for what it was worth, it was just a giant clusterfuck.
Yeah, it sounded like it was overbooked.
It was, absolutely. And that was New Blood Rising, bro. Anything you want to say, Mike, about the pay-per-view and all that stuff before we...
Yeah, I regret watching it, and I wish I slept through it all. No, I'm just kidding. It was interesting. You know, watching these horrible times of WCW is kind of weird because it kind of looks like now.
Yeah, basically. Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of looks like now, and I'm pretty sure you can probably reprint this in a new company, and people will probably like it.
You think so, bro?
I think so.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, bro. I guess so. I guess. But we shall see, man. Anyway, bro, this is going to wrap it up for us here. This is going to wrap it up for us, if you will. We hope that you enjoyed it. We hope that you did. We'll be back hopefully next week. We'll be reviewing... Was it again? Survivor Series 1999. That's the plan for next week. We'll keep you posted. If you enjoyed this, hit the thumbs up button and give the video a big old thumbs up. Share it through social media. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Big Mike, let them know where they can check you out, bro.
Yeah, you can finally check me on Twitter at DetroitGamer313 and on Instagram at DetroitBigMike313.
And there you go with that, guys. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. You can follow Big Mike at DetroitGamer313. And this has been, once again, another installment of The Throwback. Peace out, everybody.